So welcome to a very special episode of the Happy Console Gamer Show today. And I want to say this, I think this is honestly the most unbelievable episode I've ever done in 14 years of doing the show. And I've done 1,100 plus episodes of this show, and I'm saying today, wow. I mean, my mind was blown, but I have to explain the reasons why so you can see how big in scope it is. It's a story that started 30 years ago, and I never thought something like this could ever happen. Honestly, it's a miracle. It's also a story for everybody out there that positivity really is something else, and something that sometimes you can't wrap your head around, but it's good to put forth good vibes into the universe. There's nothing wrong with that, because you'll be surprised sometimes of the outcomes. And today, I'm absolutely surprised at the outcome, and it is extraordinary. And I've got to take you back 30 years. Trust me on this. Listen to this story, because when we get to how unbelievable that something happens, you'll understand the reason why. Okay, 30 years ago, I was like 18 years old, in that zone, in like 1992, I saw an advertisement for a game that we were never going to get. We all thought it was coming out here. They were translating it. It never came out here. And that was for Far East of Eden, an RPG series in Japan that is a legendary series over there. Unfortunately, we never got it. It was supposed to come over on the TurboGrafx from the PC Engine, and we never got it. Even in some video game magazines like this, they reported that yes, it was coming out, and we were going to get it. Like even here, right up here, little advertisement. Far East of Eden 2, Maru, was supposed to come out over here. It didn't. But the one thing that stuck with me, and in some other video game magazines at the time, there was some artwork that I saw for this game, and I was like, oh my god, this is really cool. And I saw this character Kabuki, and I thought, oh, this character looks awesome. And I was so upset we never got the game. Fast forward, I went to England when I was 21 years old, and I was able to pick this up from a convention over there, an anime convention. Somebody was selling a used version of Far East of Eden 2 Maru, and I picked up the game. I couldn't wait to get home. I finally arrived back home in Canada. I put it in, and I watched the opening cinemas, and I was like, oh my god. At the time, this was incredible stuff, and it's even a few years after it came out in Japan, but still, what was on screen was awesome. The music, everything, all of the characters. And then Kabuki. Again, I was just like, oh my god. At this point, because I could see the visuals of his character and the music, and I could see him in the game, I was like, this character. I related to this character. I loved this character. I loved his design. I loved the look of him. I loved everything about him. And I started to get a love affair for the Far East of Eden series. And for a lot of you out there who've been around for a long time, I reviewed this series right back nearly 14 years ago on the channel, and then I did an episode asking people what their favorite video game character of all time was. Mine is Kabuki. It always has been. I love this character more than any other video game character for his design and who he is and all of that. Really related to the character. And even when I was 22 and I started hanging out with Rob, he came over. This is way before the internet and stuff like that. And I showed him the opening of Far East of Eden, and he's like, oh my, this is really great. And I said, this is my favorite character. And he's like, I can see why. Because I was kind of like Kabuki's a bit of a drinking, at the time, womanizing, crazy character. And that's kind of what I was back then. So I really related to this character. And then after that, my friends have indulged me over the years. Like my girlfriend at the time, which was Kim, when we first started dating, got me for my birthday a Kabuki cake, right? And I was just like, oh, that is awesome. Friends of mine would come over for my birthday, and they would do some artwork of Kabuki for me because they knew how much I loved that character. And even in like 14 years ago, with the first Christmas special, Rob gave me my present, and on the box was a picture of Kabuki, because he knew how much I loved him. And that sets it up, because what happens next is some crazy things that I could have never imagined. I have a friend of mine, Jimmy Hoppa, who lives in Japan, and we were talking, and I wanted to do a collaboration with him on games that were left in Japan, games that were forgotten about in Japan. And I was talking to him. I said, "Oh, I'd love it if you could do the Far East of Eden series. That would be really, really cool." And he's like, "Yeah, I wanted to do that as well." And so he, get this, he did an amazing segment, and I'll put a link to his channel down below. You gotta go check him out. He did a great segment on Far East of Eden. He put it onto my channel, which was great, incorporated into an episode, and he put it onto his own channel. And this is where crazy things start to happen. It got the attention of the artist, Yoshiteru Tsujino. He took notice and put it up on Twitter. And I was like, oh my God, like, this is surreal. I mean, the artist, whoa, he, I couldn't believe that he was retweeting my video. It was like extraordinary stuff, that the segment that Jimmy had in there. And I was like, that's just amazing. And then through the miracle of stuff, Jimmy and him start to talk, because I don't know Japanese or anything like that. So they start to talk, and they set up an interview in Japan. And so they went to hang out and did an interview. And I just thought that was the most wild thing ever. Anyways, come forward from that. Jimmy sends me this box right here with some stuff, some games I'd asked for. I asked, here we go, the Tengai Makio fighting game, with Kabuki in it, and also Far East of Eden here, Kabuki Clash on the Neo Geo CD-ROM. Some games I wanted to pick up. I paid him for them. He sent them over, and he said that there was something in the bottom of this box. And I'm like, that was very, very special. And he kind of alluded to things, but he didn't tell me, and I didn't ask. I didn't, want to tempt fate or anything like that. So here it is. This is the original unboxing. I filmed it, the entire thing, and I'll just get to the point where I open up something that absolutely blows my mind, and something that my mind from 30 years ago wouldn't even be able to wrap my head around. I think you put these artboards. I haven't paused the video. Oh, oh my God. I've always said that I will not cry in front of the camera. And this is very, very close. I have never been so... Okay, I'm going to show you. This is... I know. I'm really just stunned, and I'm genuinely mean that. I'm not playing it up for the show. This is a dream come to life for me. I can't get over this. Jimmy said that... Okay, I gotta explain. Jimmy met Yoshiteru Tsujino, the artist of Far East of Eden. He met up with him to do some interviews and things like that. And, yeah, like, Jimmy picked up some of the rough sketches from the original show, and that's what this is. So that's what I thought it was at first. I'm like, oh my god, which he signed, which is just absolutely extraordinary. But Jimmy said there'd be a little something extra, and my mind thought that maybe this would happen, but my mind cannot wrap its head around it now. I cannot believe it. I know I haven't shown it yet. This is a moment 30 years in the making. Something that is a dream come true. I mean, I can't believe this. I can't believe this. So for a lot of you who've watched, you know I've done videos about it over the years. That my favorite character of all time, it's not Mario, it's not anything like that. It's not Samus or Simon Belmont or anything like that. It's none of those characters. Or Link or Zelda, none of those. It's Kabuki. From the Far East of Eden series, Tengai Makio. And Yoshiteru Tsujino is my favorite character designer of all time in Japan. He's my favorite character artist of all time in Japan. I'm not going to get choked up. But I am a bit, and I think it's okay. He drew me. This is an original. He drew me Kabuki. I have my favorite character of all time drawn by the artist for me personally. It's a heck of a moment in your life. It's a heck of a moment in your life. I'm sorry I'm being so silent. It's like a dream come true. It's something I could never have imagined when I was like 16 years old, when I first saw screenshots of Far East of Eden. They said it was going to come out over here, and it never did. But I fell in love with the characters. I fell in love with the character designs, and I've adored this character. And people say, why this character? And I go check it out on the channel. It's called my favorite character of all time. My favorite, yeah. It's Kabuki, and I never thought when I was 16, 17 years old in that zone that I would ever have something like this. This is like so far out of the realm of possibilities that it's extraordinary that this has happened. And you know what this is? You know what this is? It's the power of positivity. It's the power of positivity. Throwing positive energy out there into the world. And I want to thank Yoshiteru Tsujino for this incredible picture. Thank you so much. Domo arigato. Domo arigato. Thank you so much. My heart. And Mr. Jimmy Hoppa, thank you so much. Thank you so much for this. I thank you guys so much for caring enough about me to do this. I mean, who would do this? You know, I got just shivers, man. I just got shivers. It's just like... You don't get many moments like this in your life. You don't. You don't. For some people, it would be to get a Mario drawing by Miyamoto. That'd be cool. But this makes my heart sing. It does. It's just extraordinary. Just extraordinary. Oh my god. It's all hand-colored. It's like personalized. It's so fantastic. And he did this back in January, February, March. It's been a long time coming, and I can't believe it. You've made my life, man. You've made my life. I mean, I could just sit here all day and I'm sharing this moment with you guys because I'm in this bubble. This incredible positivity bubble that I just think is absolutely extraordinary. It's just, and you know, if you want to know, if you want to know how much I've loved the character over the years, I can show it right now. I mean, Kim, when we first got together, when we were first dating, she knew how much I love this character and got me a birthday cake. Drawn as best they could, right? To do Yoshiteru Tsujino's artwork is just, it's very hard to do. It's an extraordinary flow to it. He's got a lot of Disney in there. And a lot of, because he used to work on, a lot of like the old Disney cartoons back in the day. Like, I think it was Chippendale and DuckTales, that sort of era. He worked on some of that stuff. So I think he incorporated some of that into his character design stuff. So it's very expressive. And I still say that he is the best character designer in Japan. For me personally. I think he's the best character designer. And the reason why is not only can he design characters from any era, from feudal Japan to a Victorian style England. He can do all of that. But he can also draw backgrounds. And that's the thing. He draws buildings so beautifully. And he's an incredible painter, a true artist. And somebody that I look up to, you know, I look up there to him, right? This is how I've always viewed him. And all of that. And I had friends that would do artwork for me for my birthdays and to give it to me because they knew how much I loved the character. And so many other ways. It's been, I never thought something like this would ever happen. I never thought. And here's the thing, Jimmy said to me, he's like, hey, I'm going to go meet him and all that, like, and all that. Is there anything that you would like to give him? Because in Japan, you want to give somebody something, right? It's a very honorable type of thing to do. It's a nice thing to do as well, you know? And so I did something kind of crazy. I thought, well, I'm going to want to draw something for him, all right? I want to draw something for him. And I didn't know what to draw him. I thought anything that I would draw he'd be like, okay, that's kind of interesting. So the only way I could honor him was to draw his character in the way that I could draw him. So I drew Kabuki for him. And it took a little bit of time. And I probably the most nervous I've ever been drawing anything. And I had so many different pictures of Kabuki, and I'm trying to keep it a model and kind of, you know, not just copy, you know. And I did it all by hand. I did it all by hand with Copic markers and all of that. And yeah, Jimmy met him at, you know, an anniversary for Tengai Makio. And he gave it to him. And Jimmy sent it to me months ago. You know, Yoshiteru Tsujino holding my drawing that I gave him. And that was like legendary. That was legendary. I was like, wow, not only have we kind of got in touch with this artist, but he knows who I am. And I think that's what makes it so special, that I have a connection with this man. Somebody I admire so deeply. Like, so deeply. You know, Rob will tell you, when we first met, and we were talking, and I showed him, and this is like when I was 22, I'm 48 now, and I showed him the opening of Tengai Makio 2, Maru. And I showed him Kabuki's opening, which I just think is so extraordinary. I showed him that. And he's like, and so he said to me, he said, oh my God, he goes, I see why you like this character so much, because I know this sounds crazy. I know it sounds crazy. I relate to the character so much of Kabuki. because the character this is me back in the day, not now. I'm married and happy now, but he was a bit of a womanizer and a bit of a drinker, partier, and kind of like an extraordinarily loud personality at times, and that's who I was. And I just loved his music. I just loved everything about it. Like, Kabuki's character to me is samurai meets punk in a way, plus just something else that's going on there that it's so hard to describe, but it's the most beautiful character ever to me. And it's never changed. And what a glorious day today is, man. What a glorious day today is. Today, I'm telling you, it gets hard to beat something like this, man. I don't think in my lifetime I will ever have a moment quite like this. Do you know some moments like this have been for me? Getting married, getting engaged, getting married, going for a honeymoon, having a child, and getting your favorite character of all time drawn for you by your favorite character artist of all time. It's pretty hard to beat that. Oh my God. This is like a dream. And I'm not going on. I'm not trying to milk this video. I really mean this is a dream. It's a dream. You know what? Dreams do come true. And I want everybody out there to know the great power of positivity. The great power of positivity. Out there, you put good things into the world, good things will come back to you. I believe in that. Because this is impossible. How can a young kid who is 17 years old, living in Canada, buys a Japanese game that's not even released over here, okay, and falls in love with a character. He thinks it's the coolest character design ever. And all these years later, nearly 30 years later, that I would have a connection with the artist. It's beyond comprehension. Wow. I mean, yeah, and I can't wait to open up this. This is rough sketches for Tengai Makio that Jimmy picked up, and it's hand signed there, as I say. I can't wait to look at these. I'll look at these in a little bit because this is a treasure too. And I know this character so well that I loved the pose he picked. I loved the look that he gave him. This is the cool version of Kabuki. Because Kabuki he can have like an absolutely outrageous look to him as well. That's so crazy. But this is not that look. This is him in control, and yeah, this is getting a very, very nice frame, and this is going. I should put this here for a while. I think I'll put it here for a while. Yeah. I mean, I'm floating, man. I'm floating. Thank you again, Jimmy. Thank you again. Made my greatest dream come true. This is a dream. It's one of the greatest dreams come true. I'm going to end the episode here because I'm just going to sit here forever. I'm going to go in the other room and just sit and look at this for a long time. Okay, so I don't waste any more of your time watching it, but just, you know what? Dreams do come true. Anyways, guys, until next time.